All right, everyone, welcome back into another PGA DFS live stream. Hair's a little crazy there, but yeah, we're going to be getting into the CJ Cup live stream here. Going to be talking fades, going to be talking outright bets, and then also just going to be talking ownership as well. Kind of goes hand in hand with fades, but this should be pretty straightforward. We know what the CJ Cup is. It's a no-cut event. It's typically an event that you don't really want to attack too much in PGA DFS, and you also have to try to be unique. I typically am not one to focus on ownership that much, but I did come out with that new tool on 95 Sports, that ownership leverage tool. And let's just pull that up here on the side screen. Bang! Look at that. I think that this tool would be good for no-cut events. That's when ownership really tends to matter the most. At the end of the day, in full tournament field events, I've said this time and time again, you're really just focused on making your best build possible and making your best player pool possible. That will lead you to the correct decisions here and there. No-cut events is not exactly that. You're really trying to chase some upside, and so we'll be going over some of the players that you might want to be fading because of ownership. So Charlie's in here saying, "What's good, homie? Let's have a good week." I hope so. Really, it's what it comes down to these days. Lately, I guess I should say, the past 3 months has really just been players not falling apart on their back nine on a Friday, and then players not falling apart on the back nine on Sunday. That's really been the difference. Otherwise, like it sounds stupid to say, but they would all be solid weeks like last week. But we got Infamous in here saying, "Let's go." Yeah, so I'm not excited about this in like PGA DFS wise, but man, I'm excited to watch this tournament at this course. The CJ Cup has like the best courses between when it was in, and I can't think, Nine Bridges. That's a tremendous course. And then obviously Shadow Creek last year, awesome course. And now this one, the Summit Golf Club, spectacular looking golf course. I'm excited for it. So Charlie's wondering, Usti, Henley, or Cam Smith, Leishman, which pair do you like better? Definitely Usti, Henley there. I like those two a lot better. I can kind of do a comparison here on the cheat sheet, and I'll do that real quick for you. Let me just pull it up and get it ready here. And I'll move it over to the live stream. So Louis Oosthuizen. Who else was it? Henley. Henley's a guy that I like, just the upside. We want to chase upside once again. Darn it. He's a guy that gives us that upside. I'm messing up here. And then who else? Cam Smith. I actually do like Cam Smith as well. He's someone that I just couldn't end up on. I'll show you guys later on with the ownership leverage tool. He was someone that actually popped up a little bit. He's not getting valued the way he should be compared to the field. So just something for you guys to note there. So let's see. Leishman. All right. Now I'll pull it up here on the big screen for you. No, this is technically it's going to be a TPC style course. Really the difference, I guess you could kind of consider it a resort style course. It's hard to differentiate when you get into the stuff like that. Infamous, I'll get into that in a second. Let me answer Charlie's question first. Sorry. All right, so we can kind of see here. All about the same play, I guess. Cam Smith is really popping up top 5 in the model, but obviously he's priced up a lot. You get Usti, who could I say go Cam Smith and Russell Henley instead? I like that much better. Just do that, honestly. I like that much better. Now, don't come back blaming Eric here when this is wrong, but I kind of like that a little bit better. Cam Smith does a little bit better. Looking at the comp courses here, obviously 2 top, 12 finishes there. Better recent, I wouldn't say better recent form, but pretty good recent form. Usti just hasn't done as well in no-cut events, and actually he, in terms of his average, I'll pull it up. In terms of his average, he actually loses strokes in no-cut events. His average strokes gain total is 21. That's his average rank. In this style course, or in this style event, he's actually ranks out 26. So, I mean, that's not bad. I mean, Cam Smith, I don't think Cam Smith is much better than that. I mean, he's pretty much 2x better on no-cut events than he has been on other events. So, yeah, do that. Mark Leishman, I get it, chasing the recent form. That makes sense. And then Russell Henley, I think he's just a solid hit or miss play. Solid hit or miss. I mean, you wouldn't play him in cash, but this isn't a week in which we're worried about cash. We're worried about upside, and I think he gives us that upside. But yeah, get into the resort style course question here. So no, it is what it isn't. So I think it's going to play a little bit harder. Resort style courses, I kind of want away from that like category, if you will, because pretty much all the resort style courses that were on the PGA Tour were on, seaside courses, courses in which they get heavily affected by the weather, aka the wind most of the time. So I kind of just went with seaside courses as a category itself. Resort style courses are courses that pretty much they're all going to play easy, but that's why I don't really use resort style courses anymore. It's more considered a TPC course, but it kind of just depends on how it plays. TPC style course to me right now, because well, it's not really that tree lined. It is open. It's not really a link style course. It's kind of just your typical, tour players course. Let's see, anyone getting questions in on Twitter, just want to check that out here as well. So if you guys are watching on YouTube or Twitter, definitely get those questions in. But real quick, want to talk about some outright bets. You guys already know it. I'm just going to pull it up here on the write-up real quick. So my favorite outright bets, and this is something you guys can find on 95 Sports there. You can do what I just did here. Click on that page. We go to the outright bets. I just want to talk it over here. So this is a week in which, one, it's not the best for betting. I would say we can predict that one of these guys are going to have a chance to win on Sunday, but no one's really going to play themselves out of it. So Rory, he might get off to a slow start, but he's a guy that really can put together some great rounds. He probably has the best chances to get 3 eagles this week on those par fives, and that's going to be crucial here, par 5 scoring. So that's kind of why I like him. Top course is what we're looking at, a 4th and a 6th place finish. So obviously that was intriguing. Then we got Xander and Collin Morikawa. Obviously we got those local ties narrative. Former California boys moving to Nevada. So they're going to have played this course. Obviously, everyone's saying Collin Morikawa, member at this course. Take that for what it's worth. Kind of does worry me in PGA DFS. It's like sometimes that puts a little bit more pressure on them to perform well because they know that they should be playing well. It's like if this was a full tournament field event, that might worry you a little bit. But since it's not, he might just get off to a slow start. We don't have to worry about him missing the cut, and then it's just upside from there. And then Xander Schauffele, he's just a stud at no-cut events. And then Sam Burns really just chasing that recent form. He did play well at the BMW Championship, which I thought was going to be a good comp course for us in this one as well. He actually ranks out best in the 95 mile this week as well. So, those are kind of what I'm looking at for outright bets. I wouldn't get cute with it, chasing long shot bets. That's something. And, this is something that needs to be updated tomorrow after the round's over. This is something, with long shot bets. Let's say Jonathan Vegas gets off to a great start. A much better route to go would be check out where someone like Jonathan Vegas would be rated on the 9-to-5 showdown / leaderboard page, and then you'd be much better suited to make that outright bet. Obviously, this is still from last week, so that would be the way I would do that. Dating back to last year, this was easily the most predictive tool, probably in the PGA DFS industry. I think it was 90% of the events, a top 10 player, most likely to win heading into round 2, ended up winning. There's a couple really random names that went up, but that's what I would do. If you're chasing some long shot bets, that's what I would do. Give me a player you like priced below Vegas, absolute wild card. So I literally just made a lineup like this. I went Collin Morikawa, Xander, Sam Burns, and then obviously Vegas. And then these 2 players, I was thinking about Hudson Swafford. I like comp course wise. He did decently at some of the comp courses. And I can pull him up here too. And then the other one was Chris Kirk. So I saw this kind of stupid. I don't want to say stupid. That's mean. I saw this kind of strange narrative about people are worried about certain golfers here because they're going to be drinking because it's Vegas. One, I get that. I don't get it in terms of being a professional golfer. And if I was a professional golfer, you have so many off weeks. Why are you drinking during a tournament? That just doesn't make sense to me. I can see if you struggle one day and you're just like, fuck it. F it. It's just a weird narrative to me. But this is Hudson Swafford's comp course, so pretty solid there. I expect him to exceed his salary. But if we're going to talk about players that we don't have to worry about drinking, which is a stupid narrative, Chris Kirk. We all know that he went through that kind of stretch there 2 years ago now. He got through it, not drinking anymore. So he's a golfer that we really don't have to worry about drinking, I guess. If that is a worry to you, which I don't think it is. I think that's just making up, fluff right there. But if that is a narrative, Chris Kirk. Boom. Don't have to worry about that with him. Thus, he should be gaining a little bit, here and there with him. Here we go again with in Vegas. Who's hitting tables early? That's right. Good call on Simpson in English last week. Yeah, thanks, man. It was just I didn't really get why they were getting talked up that much. It was strange. It really was. And talking about that, we'll get into it. So, like, this is going to be the ownership and leverage page here. I think is really good. I know I put out a tweet there on Twitter. If you guys aren't following on Twitter, definitely check that out. But I put a tweet out there saying, if this tweet gets 10 likes, I'll continue to post the ownership leverage tool, like the top players highlighted there. And it got 10 likes. It got like 18 likes. And then if you haven't liked it, go ahead and like that. But that's something that I can keep putting out there going forward. Kind of just obviously we can dive down into it more, but kind of just free advice I can give to people there. So let's just talk about it. Last week, like Webb Simpson was ranked horribly, kind of like Brooks Koepka. Obviously, Brooks Koepka, he typically just, I don't want to say typically sucks, but he's a guy where he just has these random, I don't want to say random either, just he's never going to be one that you're loving for a cash play in DFS. He's always going to be someone that's a much better like outright bet than he is DFS play. So he's never really going to be someone that's going to get, hyped up here. I mean, look at this, 5% own expected, and he's the 30th, I guess, best leverage rank play. And so let's look at Sam Burns. So Sam Burns is only getting 12% ownership, but he's ranked out as the best player in the mile. That's probably why, early season DFS, early season stats still, ranking out as the best play. And that's kind of why he's getting bumped up there. But I would say that's, warranted over like, this is not exactly telling us to fade Xander or Collin Morikawa, but it is saying, hey, if you're trying to get some ownership leverage on a play that's just as good, or if not better, you could go Justin Thomas, you could go Rory, slight ownership dips there, a little bit cheaper. Make sure the rest of your build a little bit better there with Rory, with Sam Burns. So that'd be a route that you guys could go. I don't really want to go back to the well with Sanjay. He was someone that was popping up here again, or here last week. I think he was like top 4 in this category here last week. And he ended up winning, obviously. Tony Finau, though, that's something I could buy into a little bit. Ranks 3rd best for leverage rank. So leverage rank is pretty much just taking the ownership, taking their fantasy points, their cut likelihood, and all this other stuff in there, and putting it all together to compare it against, and then thus making a leverage ranking. So players like Collin Morikawa, I'll just sort it by ownership. So players like Xander, Rory, Collin Morikawa, they're not exactly, it's not always going to tell you not to play them because sometimes they're just too good a place to pass up on. But what it's saying here is that it's probably going to be a push for leverage with Xander and Collin Morikawa. It's not telling you not to play them. It's not telling you to go out of your way to play them. If you're trying to get cute, you'd probably just want to go Justin Thomas. You usually get some long odds after day one on guys with. Yep, I agree. So yeah, long odds. I will be looking at that this week, especially in a no-cut event where really all it takes is like 2 days to get hot. Maybe someone just has a bad, day one. You don't have to worry about them missing the cut. So, and typically speaking, they're just going to be firing at pins there as well. Morikawa was a core play. Would you move to JT because of ownership? No. I mean, I do think that Collin Morikawa is going to be up there with Xander by the end of the week here. But no, I won't go JT. I would go with them hand in hand. Like a lot of my builds that I went with this week have been Xander, Collin, Xander, JT, Collin, JT. I don't know, Rory, Sam Burns, Xander. Just mix and match in the top end because we really want to focus on players that are going to give us that top 5 upside, that top 10 upside, and that winning upside. And so that's kind of why I've been going that route. Let's see here. Let's see someone that's low owned that we could potentially get on more. So yeah, like Sanjay and Tony Finau, maybe. Let's see someone really low owned. Jason Day, I don't trust that. Jason Day sucks. Ian Poulter possibly, 7% ownership, 6.9. Doesn't have to do much to really get that leverage on the field there. That's decent. I could see that happening. Anyone else? Tommy Fleetwood. God, that's ugly. Tommy Fleetwood, that sucked. I don't trust that. I mean, Tommy Fleetwood, I just don't want to play. God awful. Best low one play. Justin Rose, no. Wait, I mean, no. Just no. I don't like Rose. Let's see. I'm going to pull him up on the player profile here for you. See if we can find something. The thing is, Justin Rose has played poor golf for so long, and he's at a price point that, you know, I mean, no, just no. 7.9? You want to pay 7.9 for Justin Rose? That's tough. That's tough. Let's look at, so I know Infamous said Aaron Wise was getting talked up earlier. Let's pull him up. Aaron Wise, 7.4, a little bit cheaper, a little bit better in the model rank. You know, he's been a guy that's been there on Sunday, choked, you know, not last Sunday, 2 Sundays ago. I guess last Sunday he kind of had a good round after having a bad round 3. You know, I'd kind of rather go with him. There's someone else here too. Okay, so I was bashing the Rose call, but then again, I do like Tyrrell Hatton, which is a complete gut play. And I don't want to talk you out of a play at all because this is a week in which, you know, you can get cute with it. You probably should get cute with it. Mix and match it. You know, probably have your base, your core down still of who's going to be in your lineup. You can mix and match it up there at the end of your build. So yeah, you can play Justin Rose. That's fine. I get it. You know, I'm just low owned, trying to shoot for luck. I get it. That's something you can do this week. I don't hate it. Yeah. I'm sorry. I get it. Justin Rose, I get it. Because I'm going with Tyrrell, and he's a complete shit play again this week too. But I kind of like him gut play there. So I get it. Yeah. KH Lee. So KH Lee, I could peek at him. I'm going to tell you right now, he's not. The problem that I've been having with him with the data set is that DraftKings and the PGA Tour have him listed as 2 different players. And what I mean by that is they have him listed under 2 unique names. KH Lee for one, Kiao Lee for the other site. I need to figure out a way in which I can switch that data over to make it better for everyone. So I can't look them up. I'm sorry. I will tell you right now, just, you know, when I was doing the research earlier on Monday, he was okay. Like, if you're ending up on him as the last play in your build, sure. You know, not someone I'm going out of my way to play, but in a week where we're trying to do studs and duds, I get it. It does make sense to me there. You know what, guys? Hold up. Ask some questions in here. I'm going to run real quick to my door. I ordered a package from my winnings on this weekend. I've been wanting to get a home gym, okay? And I think the doorbell just rang, or I heard a knock, and I think my package came. And I kind of want to show you guys. I'm pretty excited for it. So I ordered stuff for a home gym just because I had, you know, I won some money for it, and, you know, it was a way in which I could get away with it with my wife. Pretty much. It's like, hey, I just won this money. I can spend it now on the home gym I've been wanting. So give me 1 second, get some questions in the chat, and I'll be right back. Oh, baby. Freaking huge. I know you guys can't. It's a barbell. It was raining outside, so I didn't want to leave it out there, but I got a new barbell, so I'm pretty excited for that. I'll show you guys. I got a good setup going, actually, in the basement now. A little squat rack and whatnot action going, so I'm excited for that. Let's see here. Justin Rose. I just want to pull him up here on this too, just to see anything else. So one thing, yeah, Justin Rose over the last 4 years, this is what it was. Okay. Justin Rose over the last 4 years, which I don't like doing 4 years unless we're looking at course history, does rank out pretty well in no-cut events. That's just over the last 4 years. So that's, I guess, there you go. That would be a reason to play it. You know, that's pretty good there in no-cut events. I won't go crazy with it. How many yards I can add? We'll see. Hopefully a lot. We'll see. All your winnings on one barbell? So no, so home gym, man, that stuff's expensive. So I got a rack, which I might have a picture of it. I don't know if I do. I don't. Um, a barbell or yeah, barbell, squat rack slash rack, just weight room rack. The weight plates, which are really expensive. The flooring for it. So like, gotta get these rubber mats so like the concrete doesn't crack, and then just like little stuff here and there, like clamps for it. I'm pretty excited for it, guys. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but over the past, like quarantine got to me, COVID got to me, packed on some weight there. So over the last 2 years, it kind of. Cam Davis is ranked third in the model. Um, so I think that just goes back to no, Victor Hovland's ranked third. Victor Hovland's a good play. I don't mind him. But yeah, we got about 7 more minutes here, guys. Typically like to do these for a half an hour. So, get those questions in. If not, going to be getting out of here shortly. You kind of just want to pull this up again real quick. I will go to custom model. Let's look at location. Get out of here, Justin Rose. Nevada. Oh, so Sanjay M's getting a lot of love because of what he did last week. Makes sense. No one really popping up really over the last 4 years for Nevada. Tony Finau, I guess, popping up a little bit. Panic Desire. These are guys that would play in a little bit more, so that makes sense. I've noticed. Okay. I see what it is. Yeah, Cam Davis, I don't mind. He's lower owned, lower priced. If you end up on him, that's fine. I'm fine with that. For some reason, I'm liking Cam Smith now, though. Now that we thought about it, might be ending up on him. So thoughts on Jordan Spieth? I can do that real quick too. Let's see. Jordan. So the thing with Jordan is, I'm fine with him as a play. I won't go crazy with him as a play. Typically does play better in TBC events. That's what this, event or course style. That's what this is. Has played better over the past year in those. Does do a lot better and easier to hit fairways, which makes sense. He kind of struggled with his driver for a while. That actually makes sense. No cut events though, he doesn't really do that much better. Let's see here. Anything else? Much better putter on bank greens. I could see it. I could see why you'd want to end up on him. We can see that. So we had 22 starts, 20 made cuts, and almost half of them were top 10 finishes last year. Average finish of 27th in those made cuts. That's pretty good as well. I don't know. The thing with Jordan is, to me, it kind of just seems like he had that really good hot streak for 2 or 3 months there, and he's not playing poorly lately. It's just I feel like he's on the tail end of kind of the momentum, I guess, if you will. Let's just use the hand here if I can. He was on the upward trend, stayed there for a while, and now I think he's just on a slight downturn, and then eventually it's going to go back up again. So that is the thing with Vegas. I don't know. It's tough. So that's the thing about early season DFS. I don't know if he's going to be rusty. But that's the thing. It's like you typically don't want to play a value play that's going to be chalk. Typically, that's like a bad idea just because, well, they're priced in that value price point tier for a reason. They're a little bit too risky of a play. So I'm still playing him because I know the upside that he presents. And I just don't. A lot of the lineup paths that I ended up on was just going to value plays. And time in and time again, people just don't really do that in no-cut events, even though it's been proven that like that should be your lineup path approach, especially in these ones, because typically the winner, or top 5 finishers are coming from that range. And even if they're not top 5 finishers, they're the players that are scoring the most DK points. Sometimes you can finish top 5, but be the 10th best, 10th highest drafting scorer. So it's a little bit different there. Jordan, I actually don't mind. He's just priced up a little bit too much for me. That's a big reason I'm not on him. So Harry Higgs. Harry Higgs is interesting. If you want to, you can. See, it's kind of, are you doing one build or how many builds are you doing? That's really the question, because you could just do another build with Harry Higgs in there, lower owned, guys you can count, 2% projected ownership. He's not going to rank out well in the model. Obviously, that makes sense. Didn't really play all that well last year, but he did have a decent stretch of golf there at the end of the season. 15th at the Wyndham, 16th at the Northern Trust, decent at the BMW Championship, one of the comp courses that we're looking at, and then last week played well at the Shriners. Yeah, if you want to pivot to Harry Higgs there, I'm not going to say that's wrong. I don't mind it. That's not a bad call. I can definitely see that. Better putter on bent greens as well. Does play better in no-cut events as well. So his average strokes gained total in no-cut events is 40th. He ranks 40th in that. Whereas, normal events was 57. So, yeah, not bad. So, yeah, 10 builds. Yeah, I would definitely put him in some of them. Let's say, I don't know, if you have 40% Jonathan Vegas, I would say you could do at least one build with Harry Higgs. Just to, ensure yourself that I would do that. I don't mind that at all. So I'm going to be getting out of here, guys, here shortly. I'm going to be going to the end screen here while I am here. If you guys have any more questions, get them in. Let's see if I can pop this bad boy open. Oh, man. All right. I'm going to show you guys, and then we're getting out. Maybe not. Oh, not working, guys. It's not working. There we go. Oh, it's too big. Too big. You guys can kind of see it though. Oh man, way too big. Shoot. That's a workout in itself. All right, I'm out of here, guys. I'll post a picture of the barbell, the setup on Twitter for you guys, okay? That'll be good stuff. All right, I'm out.